I guarantee you, when you start trying to carjack somebody's car at a gas station, you're subject to get shot, and shot a lot.
Welcome back to the channel. This is Mr. Zach Reacts. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you get this content every time I drop a video. Tonight, we're diving into a heated story out of Florida where Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd is making headlines with a bold message to President Trump about illegal immigration. Let's get right into it. Sheriff Grady Judd, a well-known law enforcement figure in Florida, held a press conference today where he announced the arrest of suspected gang members who are in the U.S. illegally. But what caught everyone's attention was his direct message to President Trump, criticizing the administration's handling of undocumented immigrants and offering his help to tackle the issue.
The word's got to get to the president. Mr. President, we watch the news, we see what you say, what you're trying to do. You need to get someone to dig down and find out that my experience, your DHS people are trying hard, but quite frankly, I think you're listening to a bunch of bureaucratic lawyers as opposed to changing policy. You're listening to lawyers, and lawyers will tell you the least risk occurs when you do nothing. But the reality is there's not much risk at all with doing what's right. There can be loud mouths with a big trumpet, but doing what's right doesn't always occur in silence. Just do what's right. Just give the ICE people, the DHS, the Border Patrol, the authority. Change the rules, the housing rules, so the state of Florida and the other states and the local law enforcement, those that run local jails, can help. If it's good enough, if the Florida state rules are good enough, Florida jail model rules are good enough to hold U.S. citizens accused of a crime, they certainly ought to be good enough to hold illegal criminals in this country accused of crimes so that we can help more. But till the president gets that big pen out on an executive order and mandates it, and then looks at his watch, compares it with a 30-day calendar and says, well, y'all got about 29 days and 12 hours and 45 minutes to get this fixed. If you like working here, nothing's gonna change. Because by the time he gives the order up here and it drizzles through the current rules and it goes to these bureaucratic lawyers who are paid whether they work or not, on the ground, the ICE folks, the Border Patrol folks, the local folks struggle. So, Mr. President, listen to what I'm saying. I'll get you what you need. I'll help you accomplish the mission that the voters told you. Get these illegal people that are starting, as you said, with the worst first out of this country. That's what we're doing. But 5 at a time ain't gonna get us there when there's hundreds of thousands that are committing crime and there's 1.4 million deportation warrants. We can help you out, but you gotta help us out first.
Sheriff Judd's comments come at a time of heightened tension around immigration policy in the U.S. Just a few months ago, in January 2025, Judd joined Governor Ron DeSantis and other Florida officials to encourage illegal immigrants to self-deport ahead of Trump's inauguration, warning that a crackdown was coming to reduce crime rates.
Governor, I still can't imagine why people think more of illegal aliens committing crime than they do honest, law-abiding citizens of the state of Florida and the United States of America. I don't understand that. The law enforcement officers of the state of Florida will do their job. Our governor is the leader. Our governor is saying, now's the time and we're the place to set the example of how we can protect people and keep them safe in the free state of Florida. And I leave with this message: southbound and down. Do it yourself. You can self-deport and avoid a lot of prison sentence. But it's time, southbound and down. Thank you, Governor.
Judd has long argued that illegal immigration contributes to local crime, citing cases like murder and organized theft rings in Polk County. But the situation in Florida isn't without controversy. On the very same day as Judd's press conference, a troubling story emerged in Tallahassee. Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez, a 20-year-old U.S. citizen, was arrested under a new Florida law for allegedly being in the country illegally, despite his mother presenting his birth certificate to a judge.
Tonight, NBC News is reporting that a U.S. citizen born in Georgia has been detained at the request of immigration authorities in Florida. It happened after he drove to the state for work. 20-year-old Juan Carlos Gomez Lopez was arrested today by the Florida Highway Patrol and charged under a state immigration law that bars undocumented immigrants from entering Florida illegally. The law has been temporarily blocked since early this month. The arrest was first reported by the Florida Phoenix. That site says that Gomez Lopez was born here in Georgia but spent most of his life in Mexico. He is still being held despite a county judge finding his birth certificate to be authentic.
I'm here in the Leon County Courthouse where we just got done with the first appearance of Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez, who was detained Wednesday in Florida, and he had charges of entering the state as an unauthorized immigrant. However, he is an American citizen. His mother came to the courthouse, showed his birth certificate and his social security number card, and that still wasn't enough to get him released. The judge just said that she was sorry, and the attorney working for the state said that because he had an ICE hold, he couldn't be released, even if the court didn't find probable cause for his arrest.
The charges were dropped, but Gomez was briefly held for ICE pickup, highlighting the risks of overreach in Florida's immigration crackdown. Zooming out, Sheriff Judd's comments reflect a broader national debate. President Trump has invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target Venezuelan nationals, particularly those allegedly tied to the Tren de Aragua gang. However, a federal judge in Colorado recently issued a temporary restraining order to halt these deportations, citing due process concerns. Critics argue that these policies are leading to cases of mistaken identity, like the one in Florida, and even the wrongful deportation of individuals with American families.
And just to underscore how incontrovertible this is, how uncontroversial within the judiciary it is, not among left-wing judges, not among establishment judges, but even among the judges who are most beloved by the American right. Just 2 weeks ago, the Supreme Court, by a 9-0 ruling, said that you cannot deport Venezuelans or other people under the Alien Enemies Act, which gives the president a lot of power if he declares war to remove people. Even with those extreme powers, said the 9 justices unanimously on the Supreme Court, they have to be given notice and a hearing and judicial review of whether or not the accusations against them are in fact valid. This is all 9 justices of the Supreme Court. Remember, these are people in the country illegally, and that is still what Clarence Thomas and Justice Alito and Justice Gorsuch and everyone else on the court.
Florida has been at the forefront of this issue for years. Back in March 2024, Governor Ron DeSantis signed 3 bills cracking down on illegal immigration with Sheriff Judd by his side. One of those laws, now on hold, led to the arrest of Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez. Supporters of these measures, like Nikki Jones, who lost her husband to a crime committed by an illegal immigrant, say they're necessary to save lives. but opponents argued they're casting too wide a net. Sheriff Judd's offer to help President Trump has sparked a firestorm of reactions online. The YouTube video of his press conference, posted by Live Now from Fox, has already racked up over 3,600 views, 337 likes, and 91 comments as of this evening. Some viewers praise Judd's tough stance, while others worry about the impact on immigrant communities and the potential for more cases like Lopez Gomez's. As this story unfolds, one thing is clear: the debate over immigration in the U.S. is far from over. What do you think about Sheriff Judd's message to President Trump? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more breaking news updates. This is Mr. Zach with Mr. Zach Reacts. We'll see you next time. Peace.